Good morning. Welcome on this midweek Wednesday morning. Lots to do this morning. Later on this hour, open phones. And then at 10 o'clock this morning, we're going to learn about the Pinconning Cheese Fest from Brian Saha, who heads it up. At 11 o'clock, we will have Pastor Marcel Smith on to talk about Juneteenth in Bay City again. But we're going to start out talking about a facility that's been around here for quite some time, Shiawassee National Wildlife Refuge. And with us this morning is a park ranger from Shiawassee, and she is Andrea Martinson. Andrea, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for being with us this morning. We appreciate it. Let's talk, first of all, before we get to the new drive that we're going to talk about, give us an overview of Shiawassee, what it is and how big it is.
Sure. So Shiawassee National Wildlife Refuge was established in 1953. So we've been around for a little while now, but we manage 10,000 acres out here off of Curtis Road and M13. And what we are established to protect is be a sanctuary for migratory birds predominantly. So in the fall and spring, we get tens of thousands of different waterfowl species passing through here along their migration routes. And so what we're trying to be is the best pit stop possible for these birds and to have the resources they need to continue on their migration.
Let me ask about these migratory birds. Is the only time to see them at Shiawassee when they're on their flyways in the spring and in the fall, or are there birds there year-round?
So thankfully, there's birds here year-round, and so depending on the seasons, you're going to be seeing different types of birds, but there's always going to be wildlife out here to see no matter when you come out. And so the peak seasons are going to be the fall and spring, but even if you come out here in the summer, you're going to be seeing hundreds of different types of birds out here in our wetlands and our open prairies and forests. So it's always a treasure hunt to be able to come out here and see the different species, whether you're coming during the day or the night, evening, or in the spring or summer or fall, any of the above. You're always going to be seeing something out here at the refuge.
And what's the best way to see it?
So our most popular way to see it is through our wildlife drive. And so the exciting thing is that we are having the wildlife drive open right now. It opens June 1st to September 30th every year. And so that is a fantastic way to be able to come out and see us. So the beginning of the wildlife drive starts at 6000 Bishop Road off of Curtis Road. And so that 7-mile drive goes right through the heart of the refuge, through our moist soil units, which is kind of like our managed wetlands, and then our open prairies, our bottomland hardwood forests, and then our restored wetlands here at the refuge. So that is a fantastic way to be able to get an experience of the outdoors and the wildlife that we have out here. But we do also have hiking trails available as well. So our most popular hiking trail is going to be our Ferguson Bayou Trail, which is a 5-mile loop that's kind of right inside the interior of the wildlife drive. But we also have a couple hiking trails up in the northern section of the refuge that are great to check out too.
I want to talk about the drive for a moment because I'm a photographer and I know a lot of photographers love to come out to Shiawassee. If I'm driving that road, can I occasionally stop and get out and take photos?
Great question. So we do have pull-offs along the way, but beyond those pull-offs, we do ask that visitors stay in their vehicles. But those pull-offs are a great opportunity to be able to kind of stop and take your time, because I know those perfect shots are not, they're something that you want to take your time on. You don't want to be rushing those. And so we do have those pull-offs along the way. We do also have 2 observation decks, and so those have mounted telescopes and have a little bit more space at some great overviews of the wildlife drive. And so those are great opportunities to be able to stop and kind of enjoy the scenery as well.
Is there a cost to get in?
We are completely free. So that's one thing that we want to make sure that it is available for everyone to be able to come out and enjoy the refuge.
And are there operating hours?
So our refuge headquarters, we are open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., but the grounds themselves with the hiking trails and the wildlife drive are open sunrise to sunset daily. So even on the weekends, if you aren't able to get inside our refuge headquarters to ask any questions or use the restroom, you can go straight to the Wildlife Drive still. So that's a great way to be able to experience any time of the year you're able to come out here and experience the refuge.
And how long should somebody allow to do, say, the 7-mile drive?
So that is completely up to the individual, but
Uh-oh.
I would say without stops, I would say if you want to really experience it, give yourself at least an hour.
Yeah.
But honestly, some people stay out here 3 or 4 hours on that wildlife drive. It just depends on how many stops you make and whether you do any of the hiking trail along the way or not. And then some people, they love it so much that they drive through multiple times. And so we have visitors that come check out our refuge headquarters first, and then they come back later and say that they did the drive 2 or 3 times just back to back to back, and they saw things different every single time. So it's completely up to the individual and how much time they want to spend here. But I would say if you're just kind of getting your first experience at the refuge, give yourself at least an hour to drive around that wildlife drive.
And I assume there's a speed limit.
Absolutely. So it is 15 miles an hour. And the reason for that is because a lot of our wildlife are going to be crossing over the road at different points. And so it's really important to take that time and to not accidentally impact any of our wildlife, and also just to be able to just really unplug and take your time around that drive and really experience it versus rushing through it.
So when we drive that drive, are we going to see different types of terrain? How varied is Shiawassee?
Good question. So we are very much a flat elevation point, and so the elevation doesn't rise very much. There is a little bit of a rise at one part of the drive, but you'll be seeing lots of different habitat landscapes along it. And so when you first enter the Wildlife Drive, you actually are going to see one of our most recent restoration projects that we finished up about 2 years ago now. And so that's going to be newly restored wetlands. So you're going to be seeing lots of egrets and duck species and geese and that kind of first open wetland area. And then you're going to pass into something called our moist soil units. And so what those are is that's going to be how we are able to have the right resources for our migratory waterfowl in the spring and fall, as we're going to be kind of almost, not exactly, but almost farming the landscape, so to speak, to have foxtail and millet and other really rich protein vegetation for those waterfowl species. And so those moist soil units, depending on the time of the year that you come, are going to look very different. So in the fall and spring, they're going to be shallowly flooded fields of water. That's going to be really helpful habitat for those waterfowl species. If you were to come out today and see it in the summertime, though, it would be a very dry field. So we raise and lower the water levels at different times of the year to kind of make the best habitats possible for our migratory waterfowl. We're going to pass through our moist soil units, and then you're going to go out into our open, restored wetlands and riverways. And so that's going to be where you see the Shiawassee River, and then lots of open wetlands kind of with water as far as the eye can see into the tree line. And so then you're going to finish out the Wildlife Drive with our bottomland hardwood forest. And the reason it gets that name is because bottomland is just that very low elevation point. Hardwood is just going to be another name for a deciduous tree or trees that lose their leaves in the fall time. So you're going to finish out the Wildlife Drive with our forest landscapes, and then it's going to take you right back out to Curtis Road for the end of the Wildlife Drive.
Just out of curiosity, Andrea, is hunting allowed anywhere on the flats?
So we do have a couple different types of hunts out here. We have our deer hunting in the fall season, and then we also have our waterfowl hunting in the fall, and then we do have small game hunting as well. So we do have a couple different options for hunting out here under the Michigan Department of Natural Resources is going to be how you are going to access those hunting opportunities.
But also all you need is a state license.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to thank you much for bringing us up to date. I look forward to taking that 7-mile drive with
Absolutely.
my camera.
Yes, definitely come ready with a camera because there's lots to see and do out here. So we would love for anyone who's interested to come out and check us out at Shiawassee National Wildlife Refuge.
And is there a website?
Yes. So our website is going to be with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. And so if you were to Google Shiawassee and then NWR for National Wildlife Refuge, that should pull you right up to our U.S. Fish and Wildlife website.
Well, thank you much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Ranger Andrea Martinson from the Shiawassee National Wildlife Refuge. Take a break for the remainder of the hour. It's open phones, 989-752-6111, the number to call.
Ready to update your home and...
This is a test of the emergency.
All right, back with you and open phones for the remainder of the hour. Carl is in Saginaw with us. Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Can you believe it's already the middle of June or past the middle of June?
I can only believe it because I've lived it, but no.
I have a feeling this is going to be a fast summer for some reason.
Well, here's the answer. The older we get, the faster they go. It just seems to me. I don't know.
It speeds up. It speeds up until it stops, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I can remember. I always look forward to the beginning of April. It's the beginning of baseball season. The weather begins to turn, and then I blink, and it's the end of September, and I'm going, "What did I miss? What happened here?"
Yeah, it's back. It's back. We actually saw in a store yesterday. Swear to God, they were putting out Halloween stuff.
Yeah,
in a store. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean,
wait till tomorrow they'll put out Christmas.
But anyway, yeah, I guess. Getting to Iran and this memo of understanding we have that I guess we're going to sign Friday. It seems a little odd that they haven't released the memo, that we haven't seen it. You would think if it was so great.
No, actually, I actually don't agree with you there, and I'll tell you why. It's not a memo of understanding until they sign it. I want to know it's signed, and then I'll be happy to know what's in it. Knowing what's in it when it's unsigned doesn't mean much because things tend to change, as we've noticed over the past several months. Yeah. I'd much rather have a finalized agreement that we can look at and know that this is what it says.
Yeah, but this finalized agreement is just an agreement to talk some more.
Yeah, but do you know what's in it?
Well, I've heard.
No, I didn't ask you that. Do you know what's in it? Because I don't.
I do not know.
No,
I
don't
know
either.
For a fact.
Me either.
No.
So
but apparently, copies of it have been leaked to the press, and it looks a lot like we're just agreeing to talk, in the next 60 days. Nothing is really.
That's about what I've taken away from it, but I still want to see it in writing. So listen,
sure.
To me, faster they get this done, the faster they get the straits opened up, the better off we're all going to be.
Okay, well, one problem right now is Israel. Part of the agreement apparently is Israel has to get out of Lebanon, and Israel is saying they're not going to do that.
Yeah, I doubt if they will either.
That's going to be a major roadblock to this agreement, apparently.
Well, I don't know. It's one thing to put those things in writing. It's another thing to get another country to do what you're telling them to do. I don't know what's going to happen there. It may be that Israel looks at it, and if things have quieted down enough in Lebanon, and if Iran backs away from sponsoring, well, I doubt if they will, sponsoring, Hezbollah and things of that nature, Israel may say, okay, we'll see what happens.
But if Iran gets, and they're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars, they're almost certainly going to start building missiles and drones, and we'll be right back.
Well,
we started from.
They don't get those hundreds of millions of dollars unless they hold up their end of the bargain. I've heard that.
What, by keeping the strait open?
Keeping the strait open, toll free. There are, I guess, a number of checkpoints that they have to follow, and if they don't get their money.
Well, it sounds like Trump is very desperate to end this, to get some kind of a deal to end this war. That's what it appears to be. We don't seem.
How do you know? You haven't read it yet.
Strength.
You haven't read it. You haven't seen it. You don't know.
But how many times has Trump threatened to attack and then called it off?
I don't care how many times he has. All I want to know is this time, will it succeed or will it not? That's the key.
Well, so far, Art, even like Fox News is criticizing this. The New York Post.
So we can all criticize it, and nobody's read it. Don't you love it? They're all criticizing it. You're criticizing it. None of us have read it.
But not just
none of us have read it.
This whole thing, the way the whole thing has been handled, people are criticizing.
Well, that's legitimate.
The agreement.
That's legitimate. You can criticize it if you want. That's fine. But don't criticize the agreement. We haven't read it.
Okay, well, let's just criticize the whole war. It's cost us billions of dollars.
All right.
And it looks like we're going to be back to square one in a couple of months.
I wouldn't go that far.
They'll still have the nuclear material.
All right.
They'll still have the regime in charge.
Time will
tell. I don't see what we've gained.
Time will tell.
All right, thank you.
Good enough. Thanks. Bye-bye now.
Bye now.
And let's go to Bay City, talk to Jerry this morning. Jerry, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
I saw the vice president on television yesterday, and he said the reason they haven't released the details is because two of our Gulf partners that have been acting as intermediaries didn't want it released until it was signed.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. I mean, that's the way I'd prefer it anyway.
That answers Carl's one question.
Yeah.
And the other, I guess the other point is, with them having the ability to produce a nuclear bomb, we were always in a position for the last 46 years. We were always in a position where they could close the strait anytime they wanted to. They could also threaten all of their Gulf neighbors. And the money that Carl's talking about isn't coming from us. It's coming from, I think, Oman or a couple of our partners over there. We're not giving them anything.
I thought I read
and
Qatar or one of those 300 and some odd million.
Yeah. And they only get the money if they don't do the things that we have asked them not to do.
Right.
Which is fund Hezbollah and make war on their Gulf friends and threaten us and close the Strait of Hormuz. So much as Carl would love to think that this is a huge failure, I think if we assure that they don't have nuclear weapons and the Gulf and the Strait is open and they stop threatening their neighbors and having their proxies send missiles into our friends, then I think we're probably better off. But Carl would certainly know better than the vice president, I'm sure.
I think we, if those things are there and if they adhere to them, then we are better off. My problem with Iran is believing them. So time will tell.
I agree.
Time will tell.
Well, their actions will tell.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Jerry,
thank you.
Appreciate the call. Thanks. Bye-bye now. And then it was the lines 989-752-6111, the number to call. Take a moment to talk about potholes because we in Michigan are very familiar with them. Unfortunately, You hit enough of them, and they're going to impact your car's alignment, which becomes a safety concern. And our friends at Quick Lane Freeland are offering you a complimentary alignment check. You just drive in and say, I'd like my alignment checked, and they'll be happy to do it for you and tell you whether or not your car needs any alignment repair. But if you don't, you drive away. I mean, it's absolutely free to get it checked. And to find out why alignment is so important, I've asked John from Quick Lane Freeland to explain it.
If your vehicle's wheels are aligned correctly, it will not pull to the left or to the right when driving. It also prevents improper tread wear, so your tires last longer. A wheel alignment should be checked often because normal steering wear and tear can cause your alignment to go out in addition to potholes and railroad crossings. A correct alignment also reduces rolling resistance on your tires for better fuel mileage.
And, of course, safety. And if, by the way, if because of bad alignment, you've worn your tires and you need new ones, remember that Quick Lane Freeland sells all their new tires at just $5 over cost. Quick Lane Freeland, part of the McDonald Ford complex. Stop in and visit them today.
Send someone now.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Back to our phones. We go to Bay City and we talk to Tom this morning. Tom, good morning to you.
Hey, Art, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Hope you are.
So it seems to me, just listening to callers, watching the news, etc., people are actually rooting against any negotiations with Iran because Trump's involved.
Yeah.
I mean, are you sensing that as well?
Yeah, well, that's that Trump derangement syndrome. I mean, if it's Trump, it's got to be bad. The other side gives him no space. He can do no right, and doesn't matter what it is, which is unfortunate because, it just, it's, I don't know. I just find that to be kind of a dumb response when you automatically say no simply because you don't like the individual. That to me makes no sense. Tell me what's in the document. Tell me where we are with it. Let me judge what's happening on what's happening and not on the individual.
It seems like the politicians obviously are reinforcing it along with $4 gas, $5 gas, etc.
Yeah. I mean, that's what politics has become. Unfortunately, it's become, it's become a personality war instead of a war of ideas, and it's too bad. It really is. It really is.
Sure,
now,
sure.
And I got to tell you, I like his policies. I'm not a Trump fan in terms of the man. But that doesn't mean that because I don't like him personally, that I can't like anything he does. That makes no sense. I don't judge anything that way. I mean, I judge people, but that doesn't mean that because I don't like them, they don't have good ideas. But that's what this seems to be. If your name is Trump, you can't have a good idea. Nonsense.
Yeah. I think we're on the same page. Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for calling. You bet. Bye-bye now. And let's go to Freeland and talk to Cam this morning. Good morning, Cam.
Good morning. 2 or 3 points I wanted to make. In standing in agreement with what you just said, if you noticed on The View when Donald Trump announced his drug program, and one of the ladies on The View said that the drug that she was buying was actually 90 to 95% less buying it through there. They were still against it, proving the fact that if Donald Trump cured cancer tomorrow, the headline on The View and places like that would be Donald Trump puts doctors out of work.
Yeah.
Well,
I give him credit. I give J.D. Vance a lot of credit for appearing on that show.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And I want to just say my home state of Louisiana, my favorite senator is Senator Kennedy. And when asked if he trusted Iran, he replied that the only way anybody would ever trust Iran is if they were homeschool educated by a day drinker. I just love that guy.
He has a unique sense of humor.
And last but not least, regarding your poll this week, the euthanasia question. Obviously, the Democrats are for it because they're creating new voters because the dead overwhelmingly vote Democrat. So.
Oh.
We know how Carl's going to vote. If there's only one vote in favor of that, we know it's you, Carl.
All right.
And thanks for the union talking points today.
Good enough, Cam. Thanks. Take care.
Thanks, Art. See you later.
Bye-bye
Hey,
now.
I want that I Made Art Laugh T-shirt.
All right, friend. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.
See you later.
Yep.
Bye.
All right, Mark, hang on. We'll get to you next.
Jeff Gronsky here with Auto Break.
And back we go to the phones this morning. Mark is in Mount Pleasant. Mark, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Doing well. Doing well.
Hey, I got an observation, and I'm looking to get some feedback from you. Under COVID-19, we had no disaster plan in place for the pandemic. And now, I don't know if we have one yet or not. But jump ahead, I've watched the Russia-Ukraine war, and spawned from that has been drone strikes. One way, they explode. Just the other day, they had a UFC fight in Washington there, and 5 people were planning to attack potentially with one-way drones. The Olympics are coming up, Summer Olympics, which I don't know why they're not using the Auburn or Michigan down there, that dome or that stadium there holds 150, 160,000 people. But besides that, drone one-way tax are something that's going to be coming potentially. Do we have a disaster plan? Do we have anything in place? Because I see like a drone going on one side of the field, then the other side, 3 or 4 drones in the stands could potentially, cause mass chaos and destruction. Do you hear anything from our government as far as a potential disaster plan or anything like that?
Not that they're going to put out publicly. However, I will tell you that probably every law enforcement agency there is now aware of drone possibilities, and most of them, if not all of them, operate their own drones. And there are some protocols which we're not going to hear about that are in place. But, the thing is, this past the UFC fight where they just arrested 5, and they say there were 23 people involved.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that came forward is a family member of one of these people spoke up. And that's what it's going to take. I mean, you can have all the disaster plans in place, but if you don't know it's coming, it becomes reactionary. To know about it ahead of time is preventative.
They have like that. I just don't know if they're going to do where they cover domes and stuff for protection. You're not allowed to have open domes.
Well, it's going to stop anything. That won't stop anything. I mean, you could have a dome. You could have a dome so you punch through it with one drone and you follow up with a whole bunch of others. Let's face it. We're going to need, not even new because the technology exists, but we're going to have technology at these facilities that defeat the drones.
Well, I just see that as a real tough one. You get somebody with a station wagon and throws a couple drones in the back of there, sits in the parking lot, and then within 30 seconds, how do you respond?
It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. They can be electronically jammed. Yep, they can be electronically jammed and knocks them right out of the sky.
All right. Well, I mean,
there's a lot of things happening.
It's a technology that's evolving, to be honest with you, and I don't know if our technology we have right now can keep up with. You get somebody that has a one-way drone. If it's just a motor and it's just being guided, it'd be pretty tough to jam that one if it's flying low.
It's got to have electronics in it to guide it. All drones are electronic, all of them. I got one at home, and when I take it apart, there's a motherboard in there that's loaded with electronics.
I just think the ones that you're seeing on TV are different from your store-bought drones where they have the 4 little propellers on top.
Well, they're different. They may be different in their structure, but operationally, they're not that different. They still need guidance. They're all electronic in every way.
Yeah. I mean, the ultimate goal is to deliver the payload, and that's how we want to stop is delivering the payload. So
there are electronic ways to knock them down.
I see that as a problem coming up here, especially with the Olympics.
Yeah, well, it's possible, but then again, anything is possible.
Right.
Somebody on a suicide mission with an airplane, what are you going to do?
Well, yeah, it can be somebody with a vest walking in as well.
Exactly.
You know,
it's just a different tool, that's all. So
but if you had 100 different people coming in at different directions all over the city all at once, that'd be pretty tough to stop.
No, electronic blanket would stop them cold.
So that would wipe out everybody's phones at that time?
No. They're designed to go after drones. They're almost laser technology.
Yeah. All right.
Have a good one.
I have.
Take care.
You too. Take care.
Now.
Bye.
Yeah, listen. Anytime a new tool comes along, we'll call a drone a tool for lack of a better word, somebody figures out how to misuse it, which then forces those charged with protecting us with coming out with ways to prevent the misuse. It's the nature of the beast. And, I don't lose any sleep over it. And certainly Jonathan Dent wouldn't lose any sleep over it, would he?
No, not really. I just caught the end of that conversation, and kind of an interesting thing that's come out of the Russia-Ukraine war has been advances in that cat and mouse game of drone technology, to where drones are now carrying spools of fiber optic cable so that they can be controlled by that cable, so there's no radio signals to jam.
But they're limited in their range.
They're very limited, and if you were going to use that in a situation where they're not being used all the time, it would stick out big time.
And I would caution, even though they have a fiber optic connection, that fiber optic connection is nothing more than a replacement for a transmitter to send a signal to the electronics of the drone.
Yep.
If you jam the electronics of the drone, regardless of the fiber optics, drone goes down.
Yep.
So
strong enough electromagnetic anything.
Yeah,
knock that out,
and that's the bottom line. I mean, electronics can always be foiled.
And it's a cat and mouse game of just one step up on one side, one step up on the other.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, that'll do it for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. Coming up, we're going to talk about cheese. The Pinconning Cheese Fest is coming up. We're going to learn all about it and a little history of the cheese industry in Pinconning, too. Special guest coming in this morning to talk about it. We're going to take a break, come back, and tell you what's ahead.
You bought a truck to keep it.
All right, that'll do it for the first hour of the Art Lewis Show. We thank you for being with us. Coming up, we're going to be talking to Brian Saham, and he is the head of the upcoming Cheese Town Festival in Pinconning, 19th through the 21st. And he is also involved with the cheese shops up there. We'll talk more about that with him, learn a little history of the cheese industry. All coming up after the news from ABC and also Michael Purchin, the WSGW Newsroom. I'm Art Lewis, and we'll be back with you right after the news. Stick around.
Broadcasting from the